Hello guys and welcome to my chapter review for chapter 274 of Tokyo Revengers. And the title for chapter 274 is called, No Holding Back. And in this chapter we got to see the end of Shinichiro's backstory, and we also learned the truth behind Mikey's dark impulses. We also got this colored page that shows all the characters in Tokyo Revengers, and we see that all the characters who have died are standing around Hanma. The joke is that Hanma is nicknamed the Reaper, so all of the dead characters are standing around the Reaper of Death. We also got an announcement that Tokyo Revengers will end in only 28 days, and there are only 4 chapters left. We still don't know how the story will end, but we do know that the story is reaching its climax. We will soon get to witness the result of Mikey's battle with Takemichi, and we will find out whether or not Takemichi will achieve his goal of saving Mikey. At the beginning of the chapter we see Shinichiro, and Shinichiro is looking for the homeless man. But when he searched under the bridge, the homeless man was nowhere to be found. The homeless man was killed by Shinichiro in the original timeline, however there are still many mysteries regarding his character, and we still don't even know what his name is. And the homeless man also said that he had a trigger, but we don't know who his trigger is. In order to travel back in time, we know that the Time Leaper and the Trigger both have to have an intense desire to change the past, but we still don't know who the homeless man wanted to save. All we know is that he was willing to kill the other Time Leaper in order to gain the power, and this means that the homeless man also had the curse. And the reason why Shinichiro killed the homeless man is also because of the curse that was placed on the homeless man after he killed the previous Time Leaper. In this chapter we learned that the curse affects everyone around the Time Leaper, so this means that the curse forced Shinichiro to kill the homeless man. And before his death, the homeless man simply transferred his curse to Shinichiro, and that is why Shinichiro got killed by Kazutora in the exact same way that he killed the homeless man. Anyway guys, when Shinichiro arrived at the bike shop, he saw that someone broke into the shop. And this is the moment where Kazutora and Baji tried to steal a bike for Mikey. Shinichiro picked up a wrench, and then he started approaching Baji. And Shinichiro started confronting Baji, and he asked him whose shop he thinks he's breaking into. Baji got scared when he saw that someone else was in the shop, but then Baji realized that this person is actually Shinichiro. But by the time Baji recognized Shinichiro, it was already too late, because Kazutora suddenly came up from behind Shinichiro, and he killed Shinichiro by hitting him in the head with a metal pipe. After being hit in the head, Shinichiro's body falls to the ground, and he is laying in a pool of his own blood. Shinichiro suddenly remembers the homeless man that he killed, and he remembered the homeless man's last words. The homeless man put a curse on Shinichiro, and this curse physically manifested as Mikey's dark impulses. After finding out that he killed Mikey's brother, we see that Kazutora is having a mental breakdown, and we also see that the dark impulses are completely taking over Kazutora's body. And Kazutora says that he didn't kill Shinichiro, and then he says that everything is Mikey's fault. Kazutora is crying, and he is also being completely controlled by the curse, which is the dark impulses, and the curse has amplified Kazutora's trauma, and it has destroyed his mental state. While he is dying on the floor, Shinichiro thinks that his death is karma for killing the homeless man, and this is the moment where Shinichiro dies. In the current timeline, Mikey tells everyone that the curse is the reason why Kazutora killed Shinichiro, and he explains that the curse was controlling Kazutora. And just like how the curse controlled Mikey when he gave Sanzu the scars on his face, the same thing happened to Kazutora. Mikey reveals the truth about the curse, and he says that the curse is his dark impulses. And we learn that the curse affects everyone around Shinichiro, and after Shinichiro's death, the curse got passed on to Mikey. Whenever the curse controls someone's body, it forces them to do something violent, and it makes them do cruel things that they would never do otherwise. In his message to Takemichi, Mikey described the curse as a completely different person inhabiting his body. The curse is a result of Shinichiro killing the homeless man when he tried to save Mikey, and now this curse caused Shinichiro to be killed in the exact same way. The curse is portrayed as an act of karma, and it is a punishment for a sin that was committed. I said this in my other video, but I think that Hanma's tattoos represent the curse, because the curse was given to Shinichiro as a punishment for his sin of killing the homeless man. And Mikey tells everyone that Shinichiro died a few days after giving his power to Takemichi. And we see the reaction of all the Toman members who are hearing this information, and they are all very surprised to learn about time leaping. In fact, we see that Smiley is so surprised that he even stopped smiling, and he opened his eyes for the very first time, and this is a cool little moment where we get to see Smiley's eyes for the very first time. We also see the reaction of all the members from both gangs, and they are all extremely shocked to learn about time leaping. In this chapter, we learned that it causes Mikey physical pain to suppress his dark impulses, and the curse is eating away at his body. Over time, Mikey's dark impulses get stronger and stronger, and right now they are way too strong for him to control. And Mikey knew that his dark impulses would hurt his loved ones, so this is why he pushed away everyone around him. All this time Mikey has been suffering all by himself, and he has been carrying everything on his back. Mikey says that he thinks he is about to go insane from the stress of holding back the curse, and we can see the strain being put on his body. But Takemichi tells Mikey to let out the curse, because Takemichi knows that the only way to save Mikey is to defeat the curse. Mikey has been carrying this curse with him since he was a child, and the only way to suppress the curse is for his loved ones to be around him. However, as he grew older, Mikey's loved ones ended up dying one by one, and since he has nobody to suppress his dark impulses, the curse grows way too strong for Mikey to control. Takemichi sees how much Mikey is suffering, and he tells Mikey he doesn't have to hold back the curse anymore. Takemichi is prepared to fight Mikey's curse, so he tells Mikey to release his dark impulses with everything that he's got. We know that Takemichi created the Tokyo Manji Gang's second generation specifically to save Mikey, and in this chapter Takemichi declares his intention to crush Mikey's dark impulses, and he is determined to save Mikey from the curse. Takemichi knows that when he had nobody to help him, Mikey is the person who saved him from Kiyomasa, and Mikey also saved him many other times. Mikey saved him from Taiju and from Tenjuku, and because of this Takemichi has an intense loyalty to Mikey, and this time Takemichi wants to be the one to save Mikey. And Takemichi even left on the day of his wedding to save Mikey, and this shows his determination to save Mikey, and it also shows how much he is willing to sacrifice to save Mikey. Takemichi made a promise to Mikey in the future that he would save him, and Takemichi is willing to sacrifice his life to keep this promise. We have seen that Dark Impulse Mikey has defeated every single person on the battlefield with a single kick, but Takemichi was the only person who was able to stand back up, and he is also the only person who was able to keep fighting. And Takemichi also got hit by 10 of Mikey's kicks in a row, and even after this he is still the only person who was able to land a punch on Mikey. And Takemichi knows that his future sight has been fully evolved, so he knows that he is the only person who has the capabilities to counter Mikey's curse. And so far future visions have been the only effective method to fight back against the curse. Takemichi reveals to Mikey that he can see the future, so he is the only person who can do this. And then Takemichi raises his fist in the air, and he declares that he will fight back against the curse, and Takemichi declares that he will be the one to crush Mikey's dark impulses. Takemichi is prepared to destroy the curse, and he has thrown away all of his fear. And in this chapter Wakasa and Sanzu are still standing behind Mikey, and I wonder if they will team up with Takemichi in order to fight against Mikey's dark impulses. And after hearing Takemichi's speech we see that Sanzu started crying. We know that before Sanzu was trying to kill Takemichi, however now his temperament has completely changed, and he even started crying for the first time since when he was a child. And the reason why Sanzu started crying is because he has the same goal as Takemichi, and he wants to defeat Mikey's curse too. Sanzu has been with Mikey ever since Toman was disbanded, and Sanzu has seen how much Mikey has suffered because of his dark impulses. And after hearing that Takemichi can beat Mikey's curse, it made Sanzu cry, because his goal is to free Mikey from this curse. Sanzu even said that Mikey's fate has been sealed since he was a little kid, and he is destined to walk down the path of carnage. And now we know that Sanzu was talking about the curse, because the curse is what always determines Mikey's destiny, and since Mikey got the curse when he was a little kid, this is why Sanzu says his fate has been sealed since he was a kid. And Sanzu even said that he was waiting for Mikey's dark impulses to come out, and now we know that the reason why is because he wants to save Mikey by releasing the curse. Sanzu and Takemichi both have such an intense loyalty to Mikey, and they both want to help Mikey, so I wouldn't be surprised if they fought together to defeat the curse. Takemichi continues trying to convince Mikey to let out the curse, and he tells Mikey that he can let out the curse now. Mikey is still hesitating to let out the curse, and he warns Takemichi that he doesn't care what will happen to him, and while he is saying this we see the dark impulses emerging right next to his face. After hearing Takemichi's words, Mikey closes his eyes, and in this panel we can see that Mikey is at ease because he trusts what Takemichi is telling him, and he also believes that Takemichi will save him. It has been very painful for Mikey to suppress his dark impulses, and he is relieved that he can finally let them out. And at the end of this chapter we see the scene where Mikey completely lets out his dark impulses, and in this panel Mikey looks like he is possessed. The curse has taken complete control of Mikey's body, and in the next chapter we will see the full power of Mikey's dark impulses. And in the last scene of this chapter we see Takemichi respond to Mikey letting out his dark impulses. And Takemichi is just wiping some blood off his face, and Takemichi is getting ready to face the curse. And Takemichi says, "Let's get this over with once and for all." Anyway guys, that was it for my chapter review of chapter 274 of Tokyo Revengers. Also let me know what you guys think of the chapter in the comments below. And like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and thank you for watching.